to the Crown Spin, where it's all about the flow. We got the hottest podcast, no need to go slow. We're here to entertain, gonna let it all show. Get ready for the situation, straight from the get-go. We got the panel flowing, got the speakers on fire, talking about the topics that everyone desires. Crown family with the king, that's our empire. Tent is contenting, taking it higher. We bring the heat, we bring the vibe, we bring the energy. The Crown Family Podcast is where it all begins.
Many young people get into this business and have really no idea what they're getting involved in. And then by the time they know it, they're caught up in this situation. They're signed to this production company. They're stuck in this contract. They're this, they're that. If you got knowledge about how it works and how it's going, you can make a better choice for yourself. There is not a young artist that I've ever met that ever came into my life where I didn't try to give them something good for them to protect themselves, to have a better advantage, whatever the case may be. I've always been a giver like that. So that's what I saw in talking with Storm. We can bridge a gap. We can talk. We can have conversations. And that's why I chose to do it. Honestly, that was it.
Absolutely. So, things were good between you and Storm until things weren't good. Where did things go wrong with you and Storm? What happened?
I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you.
You told me something about him coming to Texas and you tried
Yeah,
to hook
I had
him up.
invited him to come down. I had asked him to come down. We were talking one day and just talking about stuff. We used to talk about creative ideas, talking about him using his platform to develop scripts since because he's a good writer. For crying out loud. After me, he got an interview with Rosie O'Donnell and not Rosie O'Donnell, Roseanne Barr. He had the interview with Roseanne Barr and she sat there and praised his writing. And I'm like, this is an excellent opportunity for you to show your skills. Because everybody kept saying, oh, Storm Monroe is this, he's that. And I said, there's something special about him. There's something special in him. He's a really awesome creative. And that's why I continued to talk to him, because I found that symmetry with him.
And what happened when you tried to hook him up? You were trying to hook him up with one of your friends?
Well, yeah, I guess that was a mistake. So we were on the phone and I had invited him to come down to Dallas because I wanted to introduce him to some people that I thought he should meet. And he was like, okay, blah, 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 blah. And then he was telling me how he had family in the area. I don't know if it was that conversation or a conversation before, but he said his dad lived right in the Dallas surrounding area. And I'm like, oh, when he told me where he lived, I'm not going to say where it is, but when he told me where it lived, where it was, I was like, it's only a couple minutes from where I'm at. Oh, cool. We can go meet your dad, hang out with your dad, whatever, have dinner. And he was like, oh, no. He was totally against the idea of spending any time. Matter of fact, he made it very clear he had no intention of spending any time down with his dad and just wanted to stay in the city or whatever. And I said, well, when you get here, I have a friend. I asked him first, are you single? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, I have a friend I want to introduce you to. I think you two would hit it off. This friend is a man. Now, let me make this very clear. Let me make it crystal clear. Actually, hold on. Let me turn on my camera. I'm going to look you right in the face. See, it's me. It's me.
Puriana to the Purier. Yay!
It's not a clone. It's just me. I'm hair wrapped, earrings, Nirvana t-shirt. It's me. So y'all can be straight. Let me say this to you and say it to you clearly. I had never talked to Storm before that moment about his personal life or his sexual orientation. I had never asked him any questions. We never had that. We didn't talk about that. We talked about art. We talked about communication, and we talked about building a bridge and creating a community, because there's so many awesome and talented people on YouTube. And I'm like, you guys need to be building a real network here. I was like, you guys are you're running pop culture news. You're on top of everything. I was like, you guys should be working together more. There should be more synergy. I said the same thing to Sean Davey way. And, that was that. But up until that point, that was the first time I had asked him anything about his personal life. I asked him, was he single? He said, yes. I thought he was gay. Period. That's not no shade. That's not me trying to throw him under the bus. I did not know anything about that boy's life, his personal life, absolutely nothing. I naturally assumed he was gay. That was just my opinion. I've been around gay men my whole life. Bisexual, I have gay friends, I have transgender friends. My life has been decorated with LGBTQ and so on and so forth all my life. I naturally assumed he was gay. No shade. I'm not saying that to take a shot. I'm not saying that to take a jab. That's what I thought. So I said I had a friend that I want to introduce him to. And his tone kind of changed a little bit. And he paused and he was like, well, I'm straight. Ooh. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I thought you were gay. Once again, that's not throwing shade. That was my honest opinion of who I thought he identified as. Would I truly be wrong with all of the women mocking dances when we would do the show me your nails thing? The way he was dancing, the way he was, he would get up and do his little twerk or whatever the case may be. I'm sorry, I just don't know a lot of straight men that behave that way. Matter of fact, I don't know any. That's not shade. That's just a fact. I made that natural assumption. He said otherwise. But he became so offended by it. And I don't understand. If you're straight, why are you offended by it?
Ooh.
Why would you be offended by it? If it's an honest mistake. And someone just
How did you find out that he was offended? Did you guys have a conversation about him being offended? What happened?
Oh, absolutely not. When we got off the phone, it was quite pleasant. I told him I'd talk to him soon. And guess what? 2 days go by. We hadn't spoken. I hadn't changed my rhythm in anything that I was doing, whether it be posting or working on trying to put a performance together, whatever the case may be. I didn't do anything different. I went online and I was checking my comments and people started saying, I think Storm flipped on you. Storm did this to you. Storm did that to you. And Storm blocked you and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what would he block me for? I don't know why he would block me. I just talked to him a couple days ago. Everything was fine. Oh, yeah, well, he did that. And I'm like, well, you know what? Let me just call him and find out what's going on. I call him. His phone number's blocked. Oh, so you blocked me. Got it. Even then, I didn't have anything negative to say.
So he blocked you and then he went online and started wearing you out.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know. I wasn't watching. I was busy doing whatever I was doing. Like, please believe me when I say I really only pay attention to what I pay attention to. Period. Okay. I'm going to smoke a cigarette and I'm going to do it off camera.
Okay, absolutely. While you're smoking a cigarette, I want to show you something real quick since we're on the topic.
What?
Storm being gay. He said something on his show that really raised my antennas. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. You guys make sure that you guys are sharing this live, liking this video, and subscribe. I have so many questions for Jag. Okay. So you guys make sure that you guys are sharing this lit content. Puriana to the Purier. Let me pull. Okay. Here we go right here. Okay, here we go right here. This is what he had to say about everything that is going on. Let me pull it up and show you. I don't think that you have seen this. I haven't sent this to you yet, Jaguar. But listen to this. Okay, take a listen to this.
When you
Oh, what was I getting? You guys make sure that you guys are sharing this live, liking this video, subscribe with all your notifications turned on. Okay? Piriana to the period. Ooh, pussy hole could ever. Ooh, pussy hole could ever. I hope you ain't trying to delete the video because I got it. Is it? Okay, here we go. Listen to this, Jaguar.
When you got everybody talking, you got to continue the elevation. Do that, bitch. At the end of the day, you may want to help. You can't help everybody. You got to understand where you are and who you are. And when you that bitch,
Ooh!
when you got everybody talking, you got to continue the elevation.